Twitter. It's the greatest app and the worst app. A gift and a curse. Not using Twitter is probably good for your mental health, so you're not exposed to the human depravity that you can find on Twitter. On the other hand, if you're not on Twitter, you can only see the world how the mainstream media wants you to see it. And I mean, that's just fake news. Anyway, while I was scrolling through Twitter, this came up on my feed. Child being happily mutilated. Why? Because she thinks she was born in the wrong body. Her parents allowed it, and the doctor agreed to cut her open. The question is this: should this be allowed? Should the doctor be imprisoned, or maybe even be forced to face the wall? I don't have all the answers to these questions, and I assume you don't either. But hopefully, after this video, we will. Warning: viewer discretion is advised. What we're going to be looking at here in this video is quite disturbing. Might make you mad, might make you upset, might make you angry. Did all of those for me. And here I am sharing it with you. Why? Because I think it's important. So the story begins with a tweet by Mr. Theo Jordan. Theo TJ Jordan. Go follow him on Twitter. It's a great follow. When gender ideologues say that children cannot get access to hormone therapy and transformation surgeries, just know they are lying to you like they lie about much else. Fact. The child below is 13, and the doctor in blue is a menace to society. Now we're going to fact check about the doctor and about the child below later on in this video, but even if this girl is 17-year-old, this is shocking. Look at the smile on her face just because she's gender affirmed. It's a fad. It's an illness. She could get help, but she chose to get permanent surgery. Her parents allowed it, and the doctor happily did it. Why? Because she's going to get money off it. My goodness. It's disgusting. But the thread goes on. This is the new packaging one brand of estrogen comes in, marketed to male children by adults via sites such as Reddit, Tumblr, and TikTok so they can grow breasts. This is clearly marketed towards children. Down every cultured channel possible. This is what the mainstream media wants you to see. Ellen Page is now Elliot Page. And she's so brave for it. Sorry. What is this? This is a woman? Oh my God. A guy? I don't know. I didn't need a penis to be a man. You do. But I needed one to be myself. WNBA star Laisha Clarendon feels a sense of gender euphoria after undergoing top surgery. Anything that gives you a sense of euphoria after doing something, you should be very skeptical of and think of the consequences it will bring to your life later on in the future. Oh, Cartoon Network getting into the party. That's fantastic. You gotta be aware, not just what your kids are being taught in schools, but what they're watching on computers or on TV. Man. Oh, this is the rapper guy. Little Nas X. Because, men can get pregnant, and anyone who says otherwise is a bigot. But enough about this Twitter thread, because the main story here really is this, right? This. So let's go to this doctor's Instagram. Here we are. Dr. Sid Gallagher. B. Gallagher. Now, she has a lot of pictures. If you go to our website, into the galleries, you're going to find some seriously disturbing stuff. I can't show it on YouTube. I hope I could show what I'm showing this on YouTube, but I know I can't show that. So we're going to take a look at the top 3 pictures, and maybe their captions. So let's take a look at this one. Learned some interesting facts about Universal Studios from this crew. Congrats on the Titus Deletus. Doing fantastic. Titus Deletus. This woman just got her breast cut off for the rest of her life. She will not have orgasms like she did before. Titus Deletus. What a funny, woke joke. Oh my God, this is just a normal surgery. We're just affirming him, I guess, in this situation. Congrats to this future trans healthcare provider. Do you want your healthcare providers to be so confused about their sexual identity to the point where they go under the knife? I know I don't. But hey, we have a trans person as the chief medical officer of the country. So we're on a good path. And here's the woman from the picture on Twitter with her mom. Supportive moms are the best, all the way from Oregon. Of course it's from Oregon. Also, swipe to see Sugar Baby being a professional. I assume Sugar Baby is first, so we are going to swipe. But first of all, how could a mother do this? How could a mother allow her child to do this? And then take pictures of it. Like, it seems like they just did it for the gram, you know? Let's swipe. Affirmed. And that's the picture from Twitter. So I don't know how old this girl is. I don't know if she's 13, she's 17, maybe she's 25. She looks young. Her mother was there. I assume she's underage. And if she was, I think this is completely appalling. If she's an adult, I think it's the wrong decision. But you know, you're an adult, do what you want, boo-boo, even though you're not really done growing until you're 25. But if this is a child, like, the parents need to be arrested. And the doctor. And just posting these pictures on her Instagram, promoting her business by cutting people's bodies and disfiguring them for the rest of their lives. What do you do with people like this? Didn't they take a Hippocratic oath? Oh, but I'm affirming their gender. It's helping their mental health. Well, is it helping their mental health? According to this headline, it is. New study shows transgender people who receive gender-affirming surgery are significantly less likely to experience psychological distress or well, you can read that word. I can't really say it. Ideation. Now, by looking at the headline, you would think, oh, gender-affirming surgery is good. Well, hidden at the bottom of the article, although a 2019 study of 2,600 transgender people demonstrated an association between gender-affirming surgery and reduced utilization of mental health treatment, a correction to the study issued in 2020 reported no mental health benefits after a comparison with a control group of transgender people who had not yet undergone surgery. So, the headline's fake news, but here's something even more important that maybe I'm wrong, I'm just a sinister fuck, but check this out. Although 2019 study of blah 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 association between gender affirming surgery, here's the thing: reduced utilization of mental health treatment. If you die, you're not using any mental health treatment. So, is this phrased weirdly? Am I a sinister motherfucker? What is it? I don't know. Feel free to comment down below. Now, according to the author of When Harry Became Sally, Ryan Anderson, gender affirming surgery is actually not a good thing. So let's listen to this guy with Tucker Carlson. All right, let's just listen to the whole thing.
Disagree with that, though, you can get fired. Ryan Anderson is a Heritage Foundation fellow, author of a new book called When Harry Became Sally, and he joins us now. Ryan, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Happy to
Really try to be open-minded. I'm open-minded about this, but I'm also confused by it. This came out of nowhere. It's now an ironclad consensus among elites, not allowed to disagree. Is that the result of a scientific discovery that I missed?
No, this is the result of ideology.
I love how Tucker does these sarcastic questions. Like we all know he knows. Did I miss anything? Tucker's good. He's good TV. Is he right about everything? No, but he's good TV.
And it's the result of ideology that came right after Obergefell. We had activists, LGBT. As soon as they won on the LGB part, they pivoted to the T part. And what's shocking here...
And that's what I'm saying, that the goalpost keeps getting pushed further. They got the L, they got the G, and then they said, oh, well, we're activists. What do we do now? Well, the T's. It's the same with everything on the left. They always have the activists because that's the professional class at this point, activism. And if they get what they want, they move on to the next thing.
What they're doing to children. Prescribing puberty-blocking drugs, which aren't FDA approved for this purpose, to indefinitely delay a child's puberty, and then prescribing cross-sex hormones, giving testosterone to girls, giving estrogen to boys, to try to transition them into the opposite sex.
Is there any science that undergirds that? I mean, these are obvious questions, but everyone's so afraid to ask them, right, which is always a sign something weird's going on. Is there science that tells us?
It is a sign that something weird's going on, but also, isn't it funny how the censorship has creeped into all aspects of our society? And it's also, funny enough, coming from the tolerant left. You can't question them. You just can't.
Is this a good idea? Do we know the long-term effects of any of this? Does it work?
There's no robust science on this. There's no even long-term study. So they're conducting an experiment on children. We have no idea what the consequences are of blocking a child's puberty and then giving a child estrogen or testosterone when they're a boy or a girl, giving them the opposite sex's sex hormone.
Well, why would we? Okay, but hold on. We're pretty sensitive about our children. You can't just put an additive in Rice Krispies and hope it works out well. How are we doing this to kids without any sense of what the long-term consequences are going to be?
Well, the experts here think they can correctly identify which children are truly transgender and only block their.
Is there a blood test for that?
There's not. The criterion here is that a child is insistent, consistent, and persistent. And it's not just with teenagers. This is little kids. 5-year-olds are encouraged to socially transition. So you give a new name, a new wardrobe.
So I didn't want to pull this story up because I talked about it 2 videos ago. A woman's daughter in school was brainwashed. She was put into the Diversity and Inclusion Club, which was the pro-LGBTQ club, and the teachers made this little girl think that she was transgender. They changed her name in school. They would call her by a different sex name. Meanwhile, her parents had no idea this was going on until her daughter came home suicidal. Oh, I said the word.
New pronoun to a grade school kid.
So what happens? Look, I mean, maybe, I'm open-minded, but I'm suspicious because whenever you ask any question at all, you get shouted down.
Right.
Why is that?
Unfortunately, the left doesn't want to have the conversation. I mean, so what inspired me to actually write the book was that people need to know what the science is on this, what the medicine is, what the philosophy is. And the best science shows that 80 to 95% of children with a gender identity conflict will grow out of it. The best science shows that 41% of people who identify as transgender will attempt suicide at some point in their lives. And that people after they have sex reassignment surgery, 19 times more likely to die by suicide. Those statistics are tragic, and we need to, hit the...
Those statistics are tragic, and more people should know about them. But you know what? Ryan Anderson's book, When Harry Became Sally, was banned off Amazon, the world's largest retailer and bookstore. Banned. Poof, you couldn't get it. Why? Hate speech. And that, my friends, is why we never, ever want hate speech legislation. Because who decides what's hate speech? Even though I've learned so much making this video, I'm still not prepared to answer the questions from the beginning of the video. Should this be allowed? Should the doctor be in prison? Or should she face the wall? So, my friends, since I can't answer these questions, I'm going to call my cousin, Judge Ginger. Thank you. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you. Court's in session. Now, I was told that I was brought to the side on a difficult case, but after looking at the evidence, it only took me about 30 seconds to decide. This is a clear case of child abuse. The parents, 3 years in prison. We're not going to be too harsh on them. Maybe they were brainwashed. But the doctor? She will be sentenced to 15 years in prison, plus an additional 5 years per patient that she has had under the age of 18. That is my final sentence. So, do you guys agree with the judge's verdict? Comment down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me your time. It's the most valuable resource that you and I both have. So, subscribe to the channel if you liked it. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on BitChute, Odyssey, Minds, all the social medias. Again, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.